Welcome to the Dad Livin podcast. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. Hosted by four best friends who are dads first and storytellers second. We dive into the real, messy, hilarious side of fatherhood. From diaper disasters to teenage drama, work-life balance to building a legacy, we keep it real, fun, and meaningful. Whether you're a rookie dad or a pro, this is your weekly reminder you're not alone. Grab a drink, kick back, and join the conversation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Dad Livin. Hey.
Super Dad.
How's every Super Bowl Sunday week
Yes.
is upon us.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah. And glad to be back, guys. Obviously after a little hiatus, little break coming into it.
Yeah, we needed a break. You know, a lot of things going on around the holidays, a lot of focus on the family time. It was nice to kind of stop everything for a little bit and
we
focus on what
we would have
needed
learned
to.
by now. If we don't get this on the calendar, our wives are going to look us up, you know?
Yes.
So.
We were fully booked. There was no doubt about that.
Yeah. And for all of you out there, we appreciate your patience and obviously us working through a lot. There was, I think we realized there was a lot more as we were kind of coming to an end with the year and what we wanted to do this year. So we got a majority of stuff. We got some cool ideas, some cool things planned for you this year. Including incorporating some of the stuff that we're interested in, like the bet of the week and some different stuff. If you're into that, great. If not, it's just probably some fun stuff that you can listen to as well.
Yeah,
so
looking forward to it
yeah,
for sure.
Looking
It's
forward
good to be back.
Looking forward to it. And obviously, what a week to kick it off with Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk a little sports today. Super Sunday week. So.
Super Sunday, yeah.
We got Seahawks versus Patriots, Levi Stadium. I mean, I know the Midwest, especially here in St. Louis, there's not a whole lot because they're coast-to-coast games, your teams, I should say. But, I mean, I think one of the biggest things for us, and we just talked about it, the joys of Super Bowl and what we did growing up kids. My parents were always big into it. They always had the spread. Same thing with you guys. I mean, it's just such a fun Sunday. I cannot wait till the commissioner moves it to be on like more of a holiday weekend, a 3-day weekend.
That would be fantastic.
I would love it.
Although a lot of people, I think, take off that Monday
Is
anyways.
there talk of that?
Yeah.
Change it
I think
Sunday?
there's been talk about
There's
that
been
for
talk.
quite a while.
It's going to happen. I mean, why wouldn't you? You already pushed it off from January, the end of January to now beginning of February. One more weekend. Even if you slot an extra week in there, I mean, all of a sudden now
you're on President's Day weekend is what you're thinking.
Gotcha. And then
Gotcha.
boom.
Well, if it's going to make the owners more money, I'm sure.
I'm sure they'll find a way. Squeeze another game in, make it 19 weeks season or whatever.
Well, Missouri's not going to have a football team again here in a few years. So
yeah,
I honestly, it's been hard for me to get in the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like the last few years I started to buy in again, but like after we lost the Rams here in St. Louis, I was done with NFL for a while there, you know?
Yeah. Luckily, I had moved out to Kansas City, so we became kind of Chiefs fans being out there and just being around that atmosphere. So when the Rams left, it was very easy to be like, well, I lived out there. I got to go to Arrowhead, do the thing. So we were already on that wagon and got to watch them suffer for many years and then go on that historic run, which is fantastic.
I definitely adopted them. I'm a homer. I like to have a home team to root for, you know?
Yeah.
I know some of our friends like adamantly hate the Chiefs.
I get it. A lot of people, I think there's just a lot of people too that were kind of bandwagon fans, you know, you jump right on. It's a winning team. It's easy to like when they're winning. So, but
how many Patriots fans are coming out of the woodwork again now?
They
probably burn their Brady jerseys.
Dude.
Yeah. All the things.
Crazy. I mean, and how cool is it? You know, now I guess if you would ask me about like 15 years ago, I'd have been like, the hell with the Patriots. Because once again, the Rams were such a big piece of what we do. And obviously going back to like 2001, Kurt Warner, the greatest show on turf, all of those things. For me, like I always hated it. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, God, is there anyone better than Tom Brady? Like we could sit here and talk about Patrick Mahomes and obviously like Drew Brees and the great career. Tom Brady, I don't think we'll see anything like that in our lifetime. At least, I mean, heck, who knows? Someone's always out there going to trump something else. But I mean, you look back at his career and I'm like, wow, that is incredible. And what they built in New England. And
no doubt. I mean, there was definitely a point where probably after his third or fourth Super Bowl, it'd been long enough since they beat the Rams. And it's like, all right, you just got to you got to recognize greatness, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to be one of the best
Dude.
ever. So
Agreed.
And yeah, and not to, obviously we're talking about Super Bowl, but man, that college football ending was really cool. I'm not big into college football, guys, and that story, Indiana coming through, obviously Midwest. I'm like, hell yeah, like that is so
Hoosiers?
awesome. Yeah, Indiana Hoosiers.
I was rooting for him for sure. What an awesome story to go
Isn't
from.
that?
I mean, you just have to get behind that. I mean, how do you
Yeah.
not like that type of horrible, season before and turn around and go undefeated and win the freaking national championship?
Dude.
Like, talk about
See,
a
I feel like it's
turnaround.
harder now. Like, I used to be more into college football when, like, okay, there was a program and they built up over a period of time, and like, okay, they had that starting quarterback for 4 years. Now it's with the NIL and everybody moving around, like, you can't get attached to these teams and these players anymore. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Can't.
so.
You can't.
A lot of movement.
Yeah. And that was cool. And obviously, like, there's so many cool things going on with sports right now that I think we just wanted to kind of talk about some of the cool stuff going on, some of the stuff we're looking forward to this year, and also, we've been talking about a lot of the betting stuff recently. Missouri just kind of became legal to sports bet, so we've been in our own inner circle talking about that. But I think that the biggest thing, and I want to preface this too, if you're out there, gamble responsibly. Like, don't gamble with money you don't have. Johnny was just saying, like, yeah, I got this free money. I kind of dabbled with it, and so on, so forth. Like, I put some $5 and hit sometimes, and I lose it, and it's $5. Like, it's not going to cost me anything. And you're playing with free money.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
hit some good ones on all the free
You and
bets.
Deutman are all
Boom,
over.
boom.
Yeah, that, and I opened up about 5 different accounts across the apps to play with all the free money, and I'm slowly shutting them down and moving money where it needs to be. But yeah,
Yep.
so far on a really good streak, have made a little bit of money, nothing crazy, but it makes it fun to throw, like you said, $1, $5 here or there. I catch myself now watching games that I would normally not watch, and it, honestly, Lincoln is jumping in now, and he's like, "Who do we want to win now? What's the spread?" He's asking these questions. I'm like, "Oh man, what did I do here?" But it's made it a lot more fun, and getting to sit down and enjoy those things with him, and he's just getting even more like inquisitive about like sports in general and trying to understand the rules and what we're watching. And so it's really kind of, I think it's, although crazy sports gambling, but it's allowed us to kind of connect a little bit differently. And
Well, it was fun when we went to the hockey game too, and you guys had all the bets on. We were like, I forget who we needed to score, but
Snugs.
you guys were definitely more into the
Snugs,
game.
yeah. It was
No,
fun.
that was I think it was Dylan Holloway, the St. Louis Blues best young player. I think me and Deutman, I needed Holloway to score, and he needed the over.
Yeah,
on
it was
the goals.
The over, yeah.
And there was an empty net, and this kid missed.
That's right.
And literally the Blues won. It was incredible.
That was a fantastic game.
Me and Deutman would have probably won $100 each. Like, but once again,
I think
we
went
bet
to
with
the casino and got it.
We
back.
went to the
Yeah,
casino.
yeah, we
Yeah,
went to the
did
casino.
all right there on craps
Yeah.
that night. That was fun.
So that was fun. But that was with free money or $5. Like,
I see how they get your hooks in you though, man. And
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's fun, isn't
Well,
it?
they really got us too, coming off our trip from Vegas, doing gambling there, and then all of a sudden it's legal in Missouri. I've just been riding that high, man.
Dude,
It's been a good time.
it is.
but-
It's fun, and I think in a lot of cases for me, when I look at it, I'm not too crazy with it, but I always kind of equate it back to fantasy, like fantasy or like a pick'ems. Like, I'll kind of, because I know you don't do fantasy football, but I know like we'll do it. We'll do fantasy baseball. It all kind of goes back to that. It's a challenge, and it's almost my competitive mindset.
Oh, yeah.
It gives that kind of that satisfaction for that. So for me, it's always like, all right, like for NFL, case in point, I play fantasy football. I enjoy it. I think it's just putting together a team, but then I'll make a little bet over on the side, and it gets me engaged with a few different ones. And I was telling you guys, like, I hit a $5 bet that won like $150 out of a whim, but it was a fun game that me and my dad were talking about, and we were watching, and it just, I put together a parlay on what I thought was going to happen, and it did. So
Nice.
it was pure fun. If I lost the $5, it wasn't going to be anything there. But I think for me, it kind of scratched that competitive itch too.
Yeah.
Where I'm not in it for the money. I don't need the money. In a sense, if you win it, it's like, great, we'll go out and, go to the casino or have a few more beers. And if I don't, Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I think that's the important
it's
piece.
all
I
good.
enjoy. I was against fantasy even for years until I finally gave in, and it's like, well, it gives you more reason to tune into the games and pay attention to what's going on. And whenever you're playing against your buddy that week, you know, it's a little more competitive, like you said. So
Yeah,
gives us a reason to still keep up with the sports.
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
And now coming up Super Bowl, I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm sure there's something out there, the billions of dollars that will be spent gambling on this one game, but that you can bet on everything. It's fun, and it just makes it that much more exciting, in my opinion.
Well, there was a betting scandal in MLB last year. A couple of guys got caught.
Yeah.
And this makes me wonder, like, is this going to be happening more now, or teams are throwing games because there's so much money on it?
Gosh,
You know,
I mean, I hope not. But yeah, I've gotten
Dude.
screwed a couple times. And I swear, I think they do it on purpose. They know what the over under is, and you know, they won't kick a field goal for whatever reason. I'm like, you son of a.
Oh,
Yeah, I've had a few of those happen, but all good. Anyways.
right.
But yeah, Super Bowl, man. I'm excited. It's always a good time. Like you were saying, I think we all grew up in households that celebrated that. Hell, I think we'd go over to Johnny's every once in a while. Your parents threw quite the party there for a while.
They haven't done it in a while, but I always looked forward every year. They do a big party, and my mom would always try to make themed foods for whatever teams were in the Super Bowl. So whenever it's the Patriots, there was always like New England clam chowder, or Philly was in it. She'd have Philly cheesesteaks or something.
Oh man,
so
look at that.
That was always
See,
cool.
to me, that's the food on Super Bowl is one of my favorites. It's almost up there with like Thanksgiving. Like you just know you're gonna eat, and it's all kinds of just whatever the spread
all the
is.
guy food
Man.
that you
Fun.
love,
Oh
too,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
All right, okay. Top 5 Super Bowl foods. What would you say?
I got to do my Rotel.
Rotel. Oh,
I mean, you got to have a dip. To me, you got your dip, you got your entree, you got.
I'd say your buffalo chicken dip's probably up there.
That's a good one
buffalo.
too.
What? Okay, chili, 100%. Whether it's white chicken chili or regular
Chili's
chili,
a good one. Yeah,
you got to make the chili.
Usually, there's some. I don't know. We do the nacho bar.
Nacho
That's
bar.
always a good one.
Nachos, yeah. I always want hot wings on Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's the thing for me.
chicken wings.
Yeah, I think that's
everything.
a classic.
I don't think I can give you top 5, buddy.
Just give me the wings,
okay.
the pizza, the beer.
Yeah.
Okay, if I had to do top 5 for me would be wings, 100%.
All right. Top, you're going 1 through 5 here?
Yeah, I'm going 1 through 5.
All right.
Top wings for sure. 2 chili, and I'm going to do white chicken chili. I don't know, for some reason in Super Bowl, give me some good white chicken chili. It's something my mom made growing up.
All right.
For Super Bowls, and I don't know, fell in love with it. 3, Rotel dip, 100%. It's the quick things where you can do. 4, rye bread pizzas.
Oh, that's
Did you?
a good one. Yeah.
Okay. We grew up with that, and that was a big thing.
Same.
And then 5, I'm gonna go with the trusty pretzel, like some
You
nice soft
are like
pretzels.
a pretzel whiz over there,
Oh
man.
my
You used
god!
to make some pretzels.
I
when
made
we
some
were younger.
pretzels. Love it.
Damn.
No pizza on there?
No
I feel like
pizza.
pizza's always at a Super Bowl party.
No.
Yeah.
My main protein is the chicken wings. I'll polish off some chicken wings.
Yeah. I agree with half your list.
Okay. What would you change?
I would
on
not
it?
have chili on there. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't need chili at a Super Bowl party. It's like not convenient.
Okay. Okay.
That's a lot of steps.
I would add in pizza, and I don't think you got to have a dip. You got to have like
I had Rotel dip in there.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
I mean-
what would you change with that?
I mean, buffalo chicken's become the most popular.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I could see you being like a rye bread dip guy.
I
do,
do.
yeah.
I'll eat them if they're there, but I don't. need to have them.
Fantastic.
Buffalo chicken is a good one. I don't know. We're always pretty partial to like a good sub sandwich too. Something quick to grab and go.
The favorite thing I made for a few years was like homemade White Castle burgers.
Oh,
You do like a casserole style.
yes.
And I forget what the main mixture is you put in there, but it's like the closest thing you can get to White Castle burgers.
Yes.
And
That is some good stuff.
dude. Like,
Ooh.
so any kind of like maybe like burger slider thing.
I
I'd
like
put
it.
that up there.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm hungry.
One, yeah. One thing I'm gonna do some more cooking stuff as we're kind of putting this stuff together. I already have a couple of things over chili, and then also some popcorn chicken. But one thing I'm gonna do is we found these buffalo chicken sliders. Buffalo chicken, Hawaiian sweet rolls, and you kind of bake it, like kind of the trend where you put it all together and you lather it and you bake it all together and you get the crisp top and everything. We had these and they are the most amazing thing in the world. I think my wife's going to make them this year, but that's going to be something where I think when I make it this week, I'll create a video and I'll post it out to everyone. So you have the recipe and you can see how we put it together.
That sounds good. Yeah, I don't know. My Super Bowl is going to be a little different this year. I'm not sure what we'll be eating or what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you cue everyone into what you're doing?
We're going to be out and away in Key West, taking a nice little break, leaving the kids behind, and we're going to watch Super Bowl from the island. So I don't know what we'll be eating or what the game plan is.
Gotta go find like a bar to post up there.
Yeah, I think we actually did this. Man, it was a while ago. We celebrated Super Bowl down there once before. We go down and celebrate Megan's birthday along with some of our other friends, Bob and Danelle. Their birthdays are right around the same time, and we had a blast last time. So we'll see what happens this one. But some of this food I've got to make sure is incorporated in some sort of way. But we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I mean, thinking about you guys because if I was here, I think I'd be coming over to Dougie's house, man. Some of this food that you're going to be making sounds fantastic.
I know. Well, and you have a unique situation this year too.
So my daughter's birthday is on the Super Bowl.
Happy birthday, Arlo!
So we will be doing a fairy football party.
Hey, all right.
She wanted a fairy theme party. I don't know.
That's awesome,
dude.
But the family's already gonna be over, so
I like that you guys are just bringing it all together, though. Like celebrate it all.
Well, we're already gonna be having the family over, so we'll all hang out and watch the game.
Can you dress like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
That's what was coming to my head. Dude.
Yes.
Let's get the tutu and
throw out the hair a little bit.
If that's what you do.
Ooh,
that'd be fantastic.
Johnny, I think that's the perfect mesh between football and fairy. There you go. Is Ace Ventura.
Laces out, Dan.
Laces out. Oh, shit.
Oh, that was great.
So who you guys got?
Yeah.
What are you thinking going into this?
I like Drake May, man.
Yeah.
I do too.
Young dude. Man, he's going to feel the pressure this weekend.
Yeah. See, I really thought this was going to be Josh Allen's year.
Yeah.
Mahomes isn't in the playoffs. Like, he's got to do it. So, like, the teams I wanted are not in it. I don't think there's, like, any big superstars either. So, it's going to be, like, just a team game, defensive battle, I feel like. So,
I think you're right. Yeah. Although I don't want defensive battle. I like the high scoring. Makes it a lot easier to make some money when you're parlaying. But,
I mean,
I think it's going to be good no matter what. There's no doubt about it. I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
I think the Patriots, but I feel like Seahawks, it's more of a home game for them being on the West Coast. They're probably going to travel well.
Oh, yeah.
They play, I mean, that's in their division. They play there a lot. So
the 12th man. Yeah. I mean, they're going to come out in full force. I honestly think, I 100% agree with you. May is incredible. I love the story and, him being younger and what he's been able to do this year. I've kind of followed him, and that's incredible.
Yeah.
As well as their coach, what's his name?
Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah. I've always liked Vrabel
Chiefs, man.
Yeah. I mean, Vrabel's been awesome, and he definitely has that team in a good point. And obviously, Kraft, he's going to invest in the team and make them successful. I don't think this is their year, though. I think Seattle with the defense, with what they've been able to do, and their quarterback.
It'd be cool for Darnold, like, to give you big middle finger to the whole league. Like,
I agree.
Nobody believed in him, and
dude,
even last year he did awesome for the Vikings, and like, oh yeah, we don't need you back. Like,
yeah.
So.
And talk about this.
Look what happened to them.
Yeah. I was watching something. One of my favorite kind of comedians on TikTok and some of these things. He posts some of this stuff. He did a skit where it had a couple of the quarterbacks in Sam Darnold's actual draft class.
Oh yeah.
Where they went through and hey, didn't win, didn't this. Who's the first to make it to the Super Bowl? And it was Sam Darnold. I mean, how cool is
That's
that?
Awesome.
Yeah, from the 2018 draft.
Yeah,
class
2018, because that was the Ravens quarterback. Why am I blanking?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar and Josh Allen. Yeah. So there you go, right there. And neither of them have made it to the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, MVPs and whatnot. And Sam Darnold's been on 5 teams?
15, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the story we love a good story. I think the Eagles had it a few years back. So, it's just cool to kind of see that transformation. So I think Seattle's going to pull it off. Their defense is absolutely incredible.
Hopefully it's a good game.
Pretty solid all the way
There's
around.
not the storylines like there has been the last few years with the Chiefs and the Eagles. So I don't know, man. Hopefully it's a good game. It's tough too because like so many years now, like the game never lives up to the hype. It's always there's been a lot of duds. So,
yeah.
But,
Like I said, I would love to see an offensive powerhouse game, but I think it's going to be pretty solid back and forth. I think it's going to be pretty slow.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, hey, you know what? I'm in it for the food, the commercials, and just getting together and having some fun. Like that's my big thing.
Yeah, those are things I remember growing up. Would be like my mom. I mean, not a big football person, but when it was like, shh, the commercials are on, and everybody would stop and watch
everything.
Like, especially before, like, and this is going back, I want to say like before the internet, like they leak everything now. So it's really not that unique to watch anymore and see. I loved like being able to wait and, and everybody be on the spot and you'd only get to see it for that one moment in time. Like things have changed a lot, but it's still fun.
It's still fun.
There's always a great laugh and a standout, and it's fun to see that.
Yeah. Well, and obviously I'm partial because I worked for Anheuser-Busch and I kind of grew up in that system a little bit. Seeing the Clydesdales every year in that commercial. If you hadn't seen it, don't Google it. Don't look at it right now. Like wait till the game. You'll have a little tear in your eye.
What, they already leaked?
Oh yeah, they already leaked it. The
AB
already posted it. It is so cool. I'm not going to give anything away.
Right.
I think you guys should wait for it to. Shout out to my buddy John Pate, who's over the Clydesdales, and I know a couple other people that I used to work with there too. I mean, they're just doing awesome things with that, and it's so historic too. I think a lot of people gravitate to it, but I agree. I'm always looking at like, what's the company that I've never heard of that's going to create this awesome commercial?
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the reasons why I got into marketing. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, some of my best memories is like, we had the Rams, we had the greatest show on turf for 3 years, 4 years, whatever their prime was. But man, when we won it, it's 26 years ago now. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
I went to the parade when they won, and I'll never forget that. I remember on the newspaper there was Torrey Holt was like on top of a truck doing the bob and weave.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't in the paper, but I was like right in front of that when it happened, and I saw the paper the next day. I'm like, oh my god, that was me. I was right there in that show.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And if you've never heard of the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams that won the Super Bowl in '99,
go watch the highlights from that team, man.
Absolutely amazing.
That was fun to watch, man.
I don't think there will be now. Once again, there have been incredible teams, so I'm gonna obviously be selfish here. When you had Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, and even some of the surprise like Ricky Prohl, who's now head coach for the Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Kickoff. Yeah. Right. It's so cool to watch some of those highlights, and just I mean, it was so cool. And the struggles, like we remember the good stuff, but they had some struggles during that, and that was just so cool to be a part of, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And it was so surreal, especially 5 years after getting an NFL team, and then obviously it got taken away. So now we're the exact opposite. So we were pretty happy that the Los Angeles Rams lost. But
it's so crazy.
Yeah.
We got to go through bringing in an NFL team and having to watch them leave, and that's already been 10 years ago. We were at the last Rams game.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I remember how sad it was being there and half full in the stadium. And man, if you got to go to a game during the greatest show on turf years, that place was rocking.
Oh yeah,
so much fun.
It was electric. But just shows you what greed does in sports. And I know, baseball's going through it. I am not too optimistic that baseball is going to have a 2027 season. I know people have talked about it.
Yeah,
greed in sports is going to ruin a lot, and I know in the past it has. I think for a lot of people out there, you're probably nodding your heads with that. It's just, I mean, we've seen it personally and obviously emotionally, and that sucked for us as a city. My dad, someone who's now seen it twice with the St. Louis Cardinals, who obviously moved to Arizona, and
Football Cardinals.
yeah, the football Cardinals, that is. And then now the Rams. I'm shocked my dad's watching the NFL. Probably if it wasn't because of me, he wouldn't be even remotely watching.
Well, that's how
Interesting.
half the
Yeah.
town was after they left. Like,
Yeah.
boycotting the NFL. You know.
Yep.
Didn't last long.
Yeah.
So I think quick little thing on bets. What do you guys doing any bets for the game? What's
I'm sure I'll do something. I haven't quite
What are you
figured
thinking?
it out here yet. I kind of wait till we get a little bit closer, make sure everybody's in and what's going on. But if I was doing just a straight up bet right now, it doesn't pay too good to bet on Seattle because they're favorited. So I might
They're the
lean
favorites
in-
right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are, pretty heavily.
Really?
Yeah. So it might be fun to put something out there on New England just to see if it hits. But
see if it hits.
I gotta
and-
wait. I'll probably do, a multi-leg parlay on a few touchdowns and receptions and yardage.
I like doing those parlays. I'm just gonna wait and see what you guys do. 'Cause I've not hit on it.
I know.
we
have
it's hit or miss. I'll throw a bunch out there and see what happens, but
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet, man. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I
We have
mean, you
that-
got to do something. Maybe anytime touchdown, JSN. You can't go wrong with him with Seattle. I think he's going to be
Yeah.
big. And if you look over to New England, I think you've got Diggs, who's got to have a big game as well. So you could probably throw in any time on him too. But we'll see.
And even taking Darnold and May, looking at those two, there's a lot you can do within that.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I think they'll both probably be over 300, probably.
I don't
Maybe
know. I don't
depending on
know.
the defense.
I think with
According
defense,
to you,
I think with
like you want the
defense, I'm not
offensive
sure.
game.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going
So-
to get there. It's not going to be like Darnold's last game, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw
never know.
the top 5 passing performances in Super Bowl. Brady's got 3 of them. Kurt Warner's got 2 of them. And I think the number 5 was like 375 yards. So like there's not been many Super Bowls where they're thrown for 400 yards.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, you can hit
It
on
usually
that,
comes down to a defensive battle. That's
Yeah.
what wins you games, and I think we're going to see that here. So
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring it back. I always used to love doing the boards.
yeah,
Oh.
Super Bowl squares.
Yeah, that's always fun.
that is a good
Yeah,
one.
you need
man.
a lot of people. You need a big party for
Yeah,
that, though.
you
Like,
do.
You get a big party and you throw in some dollars, like that's fun, or throw in 5 or whatever it is. But God, yeah, I know there's some bars that do it. You can community and jump into those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are fun.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good time.
it'll be a,
It's gonna be a good time down there, especially in Key West. Sorry to keep rubbing it in, but it's gonna be nice. I wish it was gonna be a little warmer, but we're gonna have a good time. So yeah, before
Be better than
we
here, I'm sure.
wrap up here, I got to make sure I say happy birthday to my wife Megan.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be celebrating that as
Hey.
well as Bob and Danelle Madden. So happy birthday,
Oh,
guys!
Happy
We will be
birthday.
celebrating the
A big
big
party.
4-0 for one of them. Not Megan, not Bob. So happy birthday, Danelle. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a great time. So
Yeah, no, I love it, and
We got a lot of big birthdays coming up here.
it's gonna be a hell of a year.
Hey, jump in. 40's fine. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Everything's good, right, guys?
It's all good.
Nothing's falling apart yet. So
I'm not struggling with it, but the reality is setting in that we're like halfway there. I always used to think like midlife was like 55, but like the average life expectancy of a man is
All right.
76.
Way to bring me down here.
52% is done.
Bro.
Okay. Don't think of it like that.
Yeah.
I had someone tell me, and I may or may not have said this before. Look at your milestones. Obviously, 20 is an exciting thing to jump into. 30 can be a little bit tough because there's some big life changes that are coming through. 40, you're kind of doing the same thing. Your kids are gonna have some good milestones, but not anything major. They're they're gonna become teens. Yes, that's great, but the big age is 50 to 60. There are so many changes that go on at that stage. So really, to kind of put it in perspective, with 50, your kids are probably going to get married. They might have kids. They're going to move out. There's so many things that happen between that decade, between 50 and 60. Obviously, you're getting ready for retirement. You're taking the next step. there's so many things. So it really kind of helped put it in perspective for 40, where I'm looking at it saying, okay, I can do 40. 40's pretty simple.
It's the new 30. We're just hitting our prime.
Right? I mean, we all look good. Everything looks great, you know.
Oh, thank you.
But hey.
All right, so final Super Bowl picks. I'm taking the Patriots by 3.
I think the spread's 3.5. So
let
right
me see.
there.
What was the line this morning? 4.5.
4.5.
4.5. Seahawks are favored.
I would take Seattle favored. What's the over under?
Oh, mid 40s.
Mid 40s. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I've got Seattle to cover the 4.5.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I'm hoping for the over. With my big projection is that both May and Darnold are going to throw for over 300 yards. It's going to be
each.
Yeah. Oof. It's good.
Can we lock that in, Doug?
We're gonna lock.
I would not be putting my money on that.
Well, hey, you know what?
I hope you do, man.
I think we're gonna be blown away. Both teams prepare. I'm excited for it, and you know, for those of you out there, comment on some of your traditions and what you guys like. What are your top 5 foods
I would
that you
love
like?
to
Top
hear.
5
Super Bowl?
foods. Drop your Super Bowl picks. Let's see what y'all think of.
Yeah.
Any bets. For those of you that do bet, any bets that you're going forward. Let's have some fun here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a good
make the
community win.
Dad
We
Livin
need a
parlay.
TTW.
TTW, total table win.
Uh,
Love it. So
All right, it'll be fun.
Yes.
appreciate everyone out there listening to us. Obviously, give us a follow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook under Dad Livin. Visit us online at www.dadlivin.com. That's Dad, LIVIN.com. And, we appreciate your time and we really look forward to this year and everything that we're going to do with y'all. We're going to have some fun this year. We're going to do some different things. And we appreciate y'all being along for the ride and listening to us.
Looking forward to it.
That being said, have a good Super Bowl weekend.
Take care.
See y'all.